Okay. Good morning, students. Last class we have did about the activating strategies. Okay, we are dealing the issues in strategic implementation. Okay, we are dealing about the strategic implementation. On that, we have started with a strategic plan. We have finished the entire activating strategies. We can come up with this diagram. In this strategic implementation, we have started with the strategic plan. We have completed the entire activating strategies. On that, we have did the project implementation, procedural implementation, and resource allocation, where we have seen the strategic budget also. Today we are going to deal about the next phase, the other phase, from where the first phase is the strategic implementation of the first phase is being completed, and it moves to the other phase. That phase is known as what? Managing change phase. In this managing change phase, if we talk about this managing change phase, managing change refers to the management of change. Strategic management has to deal with dynamic situations when within and outside organizations. In this, the managers play the role of change agent, because with the change in external environment, an organization should have to change its internal environment too. Okay, so if the environment which is changing outside the environment of an organization, with respect to that, the organization should have to change the internal or environment, the internal aspects of the organization. Okay, so for strategic implementation issues that are relevant in managing change are as follows. What are those things which we are going to consider in this managing change? The very first is what? Degree of change. That how much change, where it refers to the range of change or changes are usually radical and incremental. Radical changes are big bang changes which requires major transformation in organizations. Like क्या क्या changes होता है इसमें, ये क्या बोलते हैं, radical changes में redressing the organizational structure. We are going to change the entire organizational structure. Next part, we are going to do what? Managing the top management leader, changing the top management team, as well as the wide resource planning, etc. All these things would be done in the very first phase. And incremental changes are small and are limited, like applying continual quality improvement, rewriting the sales or distribution policies, or training programs. All these things should be considered in the very first part. That is the degree of change. The other one is what? Timing of change. That is also very important. The first one is what? Degree of change. That how much we have to change. What are those things we have to change? Okay. The other change is what? Timing of change. That what is the time of change, when we are going to change. This depends upon the reaction to a crisis which takes place within or outside the organization. Whatever the crisis which takes place within or outside the organization, while looking upon those, we are going to take the changes. Okay. And the third one is what? Activity area of change. That what to change. This refers to the area where change is required. That is, और ये activity of change the third important phase होता है change का. That is known as what? Activity of change. In this activity of change, we are going to study these three aspects. That first one is what? A structural implementation. The other one is what? Leadership implementation, and the third one is what? Behavioral implementation. So we have to start with the very first, that is known as what? Structural implementation. Okay, so if we talk about this structural implementation, then structural implementation, it is related to the structural framework or hierarchy of organization. Change in position or designations of personnel. It is required with all those changes which should be done with related to the designations of the employees, the persons who are working in the organization. That is known as what? A strategical change, or we can say that structure and strategy. What are those things related to the structure and strategy? An organizational change is the arrangement of tasks and subtasks required to implement a strategy. Exactly, all those tasks and subtasks which is being confined, on the basis of which the changes are being made. That is known as what? Structure and structural strategy. An organization structure specifies the key components, and they are as follows. क्या क्या की components है? सबसे पहला एक structure. किसी भी organization, any of the organization, structure shows what? Some key component. They show some important aspects. What are those aspects? The first is what? It shows the formal reporting relationship, including the number of levels in the hierarchy and the span of control of managers. Exactly. The very first is what? It shows what? The formal reporting system, that who is going to report whom, as well as the number of hierarchies and the number of levels or the span of control which the managers are having in the entire organization. very first. The next one is what? It specifies grouping of individuals into departments. Exactly, it groups the individuals on various departments. They divide the organizations into various departments and group the people according to those departments. Okay, and the third important phase is what? It consists of design of systems to ensure effective communication, coordination and integration of effort across organization. Exactly, if we are going to make the hierarchy of an organization or the structure of an organization, then with the help of those hierarchy or structure we are going to deal the effective communication system and coordination as well as the integration across the entire departments. Okay, so there are two types of structure. If we talk about the structures, then there are two types of structures in the organization. Basically there are two types of structure which we study, that is vertical structure and horizontal structure. So starting with the vertical structure, it is designed to know number of levels in an organization and formal reporting relationship. Exactly, if we talk about the vertical, it goes from up to down, and it is being designed for what? It is being designed to know the number of levels which are working in the organization. It also called tall structure. Vertical structure is also known as what? Tall, TALL, tall structure. Okay, so if we talk about the characteristics, then what are the characteristics and nature of vertical structure? The very first is a specialized task. If we make the vertical structure, it shows what? It shows a specialized task at each levels. That what are the tasks which is being performed by different levels of an organization. The next is what? Hierarchy of authority. Who is responsible and accountable for whom? It shows that hierarchy. Third is rules and regulations. Each level have their own rules and regulation as well as to the formulating, as well as to know the formulating authority and its imposition to other levels. That is what? The rules and regulation which is being shown with the help of that. The fourth one is what? Vertical communication and formal reporting system. Okay, there are two types of formal reporting system, upward and downward. Okay, so these two are being shown in the vertical hierarchy system, upward as well as the downward. Okay, the fifth one is emphasis of efficiency, scope of each levels to specify their power and efficiency. Here the scopes of each level is being shown. Sixth one is centralized decision making. That here we are going to look upon the centralized decision making process. The decision making process is at the top level and from there it goes downward. So it shows the centralized decision making system. So this is all about what? Vertical structure system. Now we will deal about the horizontal structure. Okay, if we talk about the horizontal structure, then horizontal structure is designed for coordination and collaboration of work among employees in an organization. It is called flat structure, where among the same levels of an organization where the coordination or the cooperation, or we can see the work activities or the designing is being done, that is known as what? Horizontal structure. This horizontal structure is also known as what? Flat structure. If we talk about the characteristics, then the characteristics of horizontal structure are shared task. Here the tasks are being shared among the same levels of the people. The next is was flexible authority. It is having a very flexible authority because they belong from the same level. So authorities are being flexible. Some management level do the activity sometime, the other does the activity sometime, or like this the flexibility of the work activity or the authority is being run among themselves. So few rules and regulations, there are very few rules and regulations which should be recommended here. Uske baad horizontal communication and sharing of information. Here the communication is horizontal. Okay, and decentralization decision making. Here the decision making is what? Decentralized, as we know that it is only at the same level. So centralization of power is not there. Here decentralization of power, the one who believes that the decision which should be taken at a particular time would be fruitful for the organization, they can take the decisions. That is known as what? Decentralization of decision making. And at last, emphasis on learning. Here in this phase, what we do, they just emphasize the entire thing on the learning phase. Okay, so these are the different two types of structures we are going to look upon on formal basis of an entire organization. Now if we talk about the structural change, structural implementation, then in this structural strategic implementation part, how at what different levels we are going to do the change. So we have divided, the management have divided the entire organization on the basis of structural strategic change. So these types of, so here we are going to study about the types of structural strategic change. Okay, so these structural strategic change would be studied under 4 to 5 types of structures. Okay, here we can see the first one is what? The first one is the entrepreneurial structure. In this is the very first structure in the strategic structural implementation, that is entrepreneurial structure. Here only two things are being shown. The first one is the owner of the business and the other one are the employees. Okay, here we can look upon we can differentiate with this structure that who is the owner and who is the employees of the organization. Here the owner manager or the servant relationship is being shown with the help of entrepreneurial structure. The other is what? The other one is what? The functional structure. We can see the other one, that is known as what? Functional structure. In this functional structure, we can see that at the top of the organization there lies the chief executive officer, that is known as what? CEO of the organization, at the top management. Under it, the different functional departments are there, say marketing, finance, HR, production, information, and various organizations would run under those departments. This shows about the different types of functions, that how many functional departments are running in the organization. This is being shown with the functional structure. Okay, now the third type of structure is known as divisional structure. You can see here, this is known as what? Divisional structure. In this divisional structure, you can see that at the top there lies the CEO, chief executive organization. Under the chief executive organizations, there lies the different general managers. General manager A, division A, general manager division 2. You can see about this: general manager division A, general manager division 2. Here the division, the work activity are being divided into various divisions, and the general managers are being appointed, who is known as GMs. The GM of the organization, the general manager of the organization, is being appointed related to various divisions of the organizations. Okay, and under these divisions, the various functional departments are there, say marketing, finance, HR, production, IT, and various departments would run under that particular GM. Okay, under just like that also division B GM do have their own functional department. So this is known as what? Divisional structure. Divisional structure shows what? About the division of the organization, that how many divisions we have divided the organizations. The fourth one is what? Strategic business unit organizational structure. This is known as what? Strategic business unit, SBU organizational structure. SBU means what? Strategic business unit organizational structure. Now all of you should have to understand this carefully. In this we have seen the first part, that is known as what? The top level is CEO, chief executive officer. Under it, the various heads of the organizations are there. For example, with the help of an example, we can understand it with the help of an example, like say Bajaj India Limited. So the CEO of Bajaj India Limited is here. Under it there is one division, SBU, means group head. SBU 1 means SBU 1, say it is Bajaj Automobile. Group A, we have divided it as a group SBU, strategic business unit A. Other we have make it as the strategic business unit SBU2. So SBU2 or SBU2, it deals like Bajaj Finance. Okay, here SBU3, it deals with Bajaj Electricals, which deals in the bulbs and all those segments. So just like that, we will start dividing the entire organization into a strategic business unit. Each business unit do have their own activities. Under these business units there are divisions, as we have studied earlier, that divisional structure, that divisions are there. Say division A, division B, division C, division D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Just like that we have divided the divisions. Under these divisions there are functional departments. Okay, so this is known as what? The SBU, strategic business unit organizational structure, where we are going to look upon the entire organization with the help of the strategic business unit. So these are the important 4 types of structures which we have to learn in the strategic part, here in this strategic part. So each structure do have their own activities and they move in the organization related to their own activities. Okay, so this now we will learn one more thing related to this strategy, that matching organization structure to strategy. This is also a very important topic, that is known as matching organizational structure to strategy. That how we are going to match the entire organizational structure with the strategies, whatever the strategies which the organization is playing with, how they are going to fit those strategy with the structure of the organization. This is very important part of a manager, how they are going to learn that. So the very first thing, what are those activities, what are those things which we are going to consider. The very first activity or the point which we are going to consider is what? Pinpoint the key functions and tasks necessary for successful strategy execution. The first part, what we are going to do, we have to pinpoint, we have to find out, we have to just identify, we have to search all those key functions and tasks which is being necessary for implementing or doing any kind of strategy execution. We have to first find out that. Next, reflection on how strategy, critical function and organizational units relate to those that are routine and to those that provide staff support. Exactly, here what we are going to do, we have to routine out the activities, the staff supports as well as the relational organizational activities according to the strategies. Okay, the third one is what? Make a strategy. Here this is what the very important, that is known as make a strategy, that is critical business units and functions of the main organization building blocks. Here we are going to make the strategies related to the critical building blocks or the business levels of the organization, top levels, as we have seen here in this diagram. In this diagram, what we see? In this diagram we see that it is having critical make a strategy. Here we according to this CEO we make the strategy, according to SBU, strategic business unit, we make the strategy, according to the functional department we make the strategy, under the divisional department there are functional department, we make the functional or operational activity. So these are what different types of strategy which should be made under these structure. Okay, so the third one is what? Making of the structure while looking upon making of the strategy while looking upon the structural level. Okay, and the fourth one is determine the degree of authority needed to manage each organizational unit, bearing in mind both the benefits and cost of decentralized decision making. Exactly, here we are going to look upon both the centralized as well as the decentralized activities while considering about all those authorities and responsibility which is being confined to various levels of organizational people. Say for example, top level organization do have their own authorities and responsibility, upper middle management do have their own authorities and responsibility. So accordingly we have to find out their authorities and responsibilities, and we are going to depute those responsibilities and authorities to different levels of the structure. Okay, and at last provide the coordination among the various organizational unit. So the very final work of any strategy, of any structure is what? The coordination and collaboration of the work activities among different levels of the structure. Okay, so this is what the entire organizational structure. Okay students, so today we have completed the this part that is known as what? Structural implementation. Okay, thank you to all of you.